Shalom and welcome to Mitzvah Torah. This year is entitled Corona Crisis Question, Paying for Services Not Received. What a tragic issue. So many people have jobs, had jobs, and not getting paid now because they couldn't provide the service. Cleaners, vacation packages, and that question is teachers, tutors, gananot. What's the halacha? So we had an introductory shia, just giving the basics that there's something called din, there's the din above me on the law, and then something's working out a pshara compromise. Let's get into some of the details now. So in Bamitzia, Perek 10, Mishnah Vav, talks about an employee has a deal to go ahead and bring water and set up and water the field. That water didn't come that day. The little river stopped working. And it talks about a sharecropper paying a certain amount to the owner of the land. And the Mishnah says if something didn't work out, then you didn't get the produce that you wanted, you still owe the balabayit, the owner of the field, money. But then there's a new term introduced, Makat Medina. Makat Medina means this wasn't a local issue. This was a major issue that really affected the whole town, the whole city, the whole country, not just a little thing. And certainly that's what we have today, Makat Medina. And when it's Makat Medina, it's a game changer. We don't just say it's bad mazel. It's something much bigger than that. And then there's a different level of responsibility. Then we don't just go ahead and say, sharecropper, you have to pay the full amount. Then we already start giving him a break. And now the question is, what does that mean? What does that mean? It means that simply the renter may have a discount, doesn't have to pay the full amount, part of the amount. What does that mean for the employee? Does that mean an employee could say, hey, listen, I'm entitled to my full pay. I didn't show up, but it wasn't my fault. Makat Medina. So this is where things get really, really interesting. So the Shulchan Aruch does bring down this idea of Makat Medina and does talk about the sharecropper having a break. And the Ramah quotes Maram Rundberg's psak about where the town, the leader did not, the Moshel, the rule, the Gentile rule did not let the Rebbe teach the Talmidim. And it was across the board. So the Rebbe said, I'm ready to teach, but I can't. So Ram Rundberg said, okay, you get your money. So, wow, it's not just the renter, the sharecropper is off, but an employee also gets a break, and he gets his money. Now the question is, how much? Full pay? And is the Ram Rundberg's case specifically about a teacher or a Rebbe? Is this any profession? Is this a tutor? Is this a ganenet? Is this a vacation? What? Where do we go? So Mitzvah Hashem, in part 3, we'll start getting into more details. But part 2, we introduce the concept of a localized problem where deal is still on. Then we went from there to Makat Medina, where it's a major problem, and then it's a game changer. The renter doesn't have to pay the full amount. Do we go into an employees that they get their amount also, because that's not open in the Mishnah that way? Reinberg says to a degree, yes, a teacher will get the money, but it's not just a teacher, and how much does he get? And now we have to get into the Smad and the Sivos and all the different poskim on this and see where to go to the next step, halacha l'maisa. Shalom.